So I just wanted to start off real quick talking about dip buying. You don't have to blindly buy dips. Just because something pulls back does not mean it's a viable dip. You have to remember that cheap can get cheaper. I want to let's just look at the balance sheet one more time, and I talked about this in several videos. They are going to run off this balance sheet. It is crazy high. The markets could very well collapse. You go back to my other video and see how markets responded when they ran off the balance sheet back in 2018 when they had went through a rate hike cycle as well, which is exactly what we're doing right now, except we have a bigger balance sheet that we're trying to run off in a shorter time frame. Stuff can get crazy. Look at Micron, a semiconductor stock back in the dot-com bubble. It's like, yeah, I mean, you probably could have guessed that you was in a bubble. At one point or another, you probably started to think, okay, we might be in a bubble. With how this went parabolic, just because this sold off 20% does not mean you would have been buying it. You would have been a fool to be buying it because what about this pullback back in 2000 said it was bullish? Nothing. You're just falling, 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 falling. Like, why would you have bought? Nothing would have told me, yeah, let me buy this dip. When I look at stuff like Tesla, Tesla went completely parabolic. I mean, it's worse. It's worse than what I just showed you with Micron. I don't know how much Tesla worth. I'm not here to say how much the stock worth. I just know that this went parabolic, and we have the most accommodative Fed that we've ever had, and they trying to run off the biggest balance sheet that we've ever had in a shorter time frame than what the time frame was when the markets crashed last time they started to run off the balance sheet. So it's like stuff like Tesla, Bitcoin that went insanely parabolic. Where does it end? But this is Ethereum. It's like, where does it end? You can't tell me just because something pulled back 50% that it's okay to buy the dip. It's like, yeah, if you plan on buying a lot more when it fall another 50 to 80%, sure. Or if you plan on holding it forever type stuff. I mean, there is nothing that would have told me back in the year 2000, I'm ready to buy this dip. Like, I mean, you would have had some type of, reasoning about believing that semiconductors are going to be huge in technology and all this stuff with computers. And I don't know. I don't know. You can have whatever thoughts you want to have, but when them charts don't look right, them charts just don't look right. The Russell 2000 is something that I'm really big on, and I mean, this is honestly my top index of the year. So I'm looking at this and I want to buy it, but this looks horrible. It looks horrible. It looks like it's about to take another leg down. So it's like, if this is the bounce and I miss it, I just wait for it to break this downtrend. So it's like people say you can't time the market, but all you really have to do when you're talking about buying a dip is just trade. So it's like, yeah, a couple of days ago, I probably would have, and I did buy some shares, some equity in the Russell 2000 because I'm like, okay, this is a nice little bottom area. But I don't know if this is going to hold for the next 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? I just know that we didn't pull back 20%. It's looking bullish. I'm not going to keep, well, first of all, I didn't add a lot. All I did was buy a little bit. Uh, well, really, I just transferred some money over to this from another fund, but that's besides the point. So I'm not about to just buy the dip just because something pulled back. So it's like, yeah, this pulled back more than another asset that I was holding. So I was like, let me pull some profit out of that asset and just go buy more of this. So because I want to be heavier in this anyway. So that's kind of what my mentality was behind it. But I wouldn't introduce any type of new money, any new liquidity, because I have no reason to believe that this is the bottom. As much as I wanted to be, it ain't looking like it is. So this level would have to hold, this downtrend would have to break before I bought more. And that's honestly how you have to think when you talking about buying the dip. Just you don't have to go in blindly or just start buying just because something pulled back a lot. That's all I wanted to explain and make a video about. And I will say I'll throw in a trade that I am in right now. I shorted Roblox today. I got like 96% on some contracts. I got, I think, 30% on some other ones. Those are the ones I took profit on. And I'm holding some now that are up like 35%. But something like this, I have, actually, I was talking to G about it. He was talking about Roblox. He was talking about buying the dip the other day when he was at my crib. And I was like, when I look at this, I have no reason to believe that this is going to ever, like, this is going to stop right now. So it's like, I told him, like, yo, this can continue to fall. And I was like, if you get to this level and you find some support, cool, buy that dip. Get to this level, ain't no support. We flushing. Say no, this is not a good dip buy. People was, I mean, you get to this level, cool, take your shot, buy the dip. You start flushing, you have no reason to continue buying more. But I mean, from the highs, you've been down 60-some%. So it's like, yeah, it sounds like a good dip buy, but all it do is keep dipping. Why would you do that? Like, why would you buy more? So that's just my mentality with dip buying. You'll see a lot of people saying buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, because they just don't know anything. I just feel like a lot of people don't know anything. Even I was saying buy the dip on the banks. Like, yeah, we would have took a shot at it and it would have been looking good, but right now it ain't looking too good. So it's like, um, would I buy more right now? Not quite. I did sell some positions, some leaps that I had because I'm not confident that this trend line is going to hold. I'm just not. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. And I can always get back in my trade. I can always buy more shares. Say I get the shares for 3 to 5% more than what they was at the bottom. Like, who cares? At least I know I'm not buying dirt. Like, at least I know I'm not about to be looking crazy on my positions. So, that's just how I feel about buying the dip. I think people was buying the dip in ARC for like $100 ago, but I mean, like why? Why buy the dip? Like nothing says that this is finna turn around. So, um, I want to buy some Boeing. I want to buy Boeing like real bad, but this looks horrible, and I can go and color this red because this is flushing this trend line. It's flushing that anchor VWAP. And I mean, this is gonna go down for quite some time. Even Disney, I wanted to buy the dip here. I think I actually did buy like one share here. Uh, but I mean, it was something that I know I'm holding forever and something that I knew was very likely to take another leg down just based on market conditions. But like, I'm not about to buy more. I might buy some more next time we get down here. I'm not touching it again until I see a bullish setup. This looked bullish. It looked like it had bottomed out. But once it started to flush, I already knew what time it was. And that's just kind of how you got to take things. Just play the charts. Just add when stuff looks bullish. Be ready to add more and understand that you don't have to buy stuff just because it sold off a lot. Because it can and will continue to sell off. So that's all I wanted to really talk about in this video. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and stop buying dips because people saying about a dip. Just understand how to trade, understand valuations, understand what the Fed doing. Uh, Stay tuned into the YouTube channel. We'll talk about all that good stuff whenever the Fed making any big moves. I try to make sure I post videos about it. Any big moves in the market, I'm trying to make sure I stay on top of that. I'm probably going to have to post a video tomorrow because the markets are in a pretty critical point, and we'll see where stuff go from there. And I'll let y'all know what I'm looking at. And join the Discord at investorsanonymous.net. And again, I appreciate y'all for watching. Catch y'all next time.